So good morning students. Today I'll be explaining Kruskal algorithm. So in this Kruskal algorithm is used to find the minimum spanning tree. And you know what is a minimum spanning tree? So in a minimum spanning tree, all the vertices should be connected and the extra edges you should remove it. So while removing the extra edges, you should keep in mind that the edges with maximum cost is being removed. And the total number of edges is equal to the total number of vertex minus 1. So suppose here I have taken two graphs, simple graph. For this particular graph, now here all the vertices are connected and there are three edges. There is 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and 1 to 3. And if I generate the minimum spanning tree for this particular graph, the graph looks like this. So in this graph, all the vertices are connected, but the vertex with which leads to greater value, that is the sum of the cost of the edges. If I suppose if I include 3 plus 5, it comes out to be as 8. Okay, suppose if I include 4 and 5, suppose if I include 4 and 5, it comes out to be as 9. So the minimum cost is 4 and 3. So the answer is minimum cost is 7. So you should identify this such type of edges with minimum cost and try to connect all the vertices. Okay, so now we saw the same generating minimum spanning tree. We also saw using Prim's algorithm. So Prim's algorithm and Kruskal algorithm both are used to find the minimum spanning tree, but the logic is different. In Prim's algorithm, we need to specify the source vertex, and from the source vertex, we move on in identifying the other vertices, okay, to generate the minimum spanning tree. And in Kruskal algorithm, we need not specify the source vertex. Just we have to take individual edges and keep on connecting with other edges, but while making such connection, we should keep in mind that no cycles are formed. So now a cycle means, now this is a cycle. See, 1 2 3, 3 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and 3 to 1. This forms a cycle. So you, while adding the edges to the minimum spanning tree, you should keep in mind that no cycles are formed. So this is one more graph I have taken here, where one small change I have made. The edge cost from 1 to 3 I have made as 7. All the other things remain same, but the edge cost between 1 to 3 I have made as 7. So now here the minimum spanning tree looks like this. So when I change the value 4 to 7, see the minimum spanning tree also changes. So our idea is to generate the minimum spanning tree with the sum of the edge cost is minimum and the number of edges are equal to the number of vertices minus 1. So it's the same program I'll execute in the editor and show you the output. Before that, I'll explain the program logic. Now I'll stop sharing the screen and I'll share one more screen, that is the program, and the program is just 1 minute. So the program is here. I'll close all the extra files. I got the program. Now this is the program. This is the program for Kruskal algorithm. This is the program for Kruskal algorithm. Now let me explain this program. In these two important functions we are going to use, which is the find algorithm and one more is the union algorithm. Okay. So And here one more member function is there, that is called Kruskal algorithm. So it ends here. So it does all the operation. Now starting from the main function, I'll explain how the program works. Now here is the main program. Here we have declared an array which is of 2-dimension array to hold the weighted matrix. First we are telling the user to enter the number of vertex, and then once he enters, we are using a scanner here, and using a scanner object we are calling the member function nextInt, and we are taking the number of vertices input. Then we are telling the user to enter the weighted matrix. Since the weighted matrix has rows and columns, for controlling row there is one for loop, for controlling column there is one more for loop, and we are reading the weighted matrix. Once we have read the weighted matrix, we are calling the member function krkl with 2 parameters, that is weighted matrix and the number of vertices. So before calling that member function, we need to create an object of that class. So we are creating the object of that class. The name of the object is k. So using that object of the class, we are calling the member function. So once we call the member function, we'll see what happens. So the member function is here. So in this member function, we have a while loop, and this while loop is repeated till the value of k is less than the number of vertices minus 1. Why actually this condition is n minus 1 is the minimum spanning tree will have the number of edges that is equal to the number of vertices minus 1. So we are adding this condition here. So we repeat this while loop till the minimum spanning tree, the edges in the minimum spanning tree is equal to the number of vertices minus 1. Once the number of edges are equal to the number of vertex minus 1, then we are going to stop. So we'll see how this, what is the code inside this while loop. So first time the cost is taken as 99, or you can take it as 999 also. You can take it as 99 or 999. And now these two for loops, it goes to each and every edges. It selects each and every edges, and what it does is the edges with minimum cost is being added to the minimum spanning tree. The edge with minimum cost is being added to the minimum spanning tree. And while adding, one more condition you should check is it does not form a cycle. While adding the edges to the minimum spanning tree, you should check one more condition. What is that is, you are not getting into a cycle. So you should not form a cycle. In such a way, you should add the edges to the minimum spanning tree. So since we are adding the edges to the minimum spanning tree, we should see all the possibilities. So what are all the possibilities? So when I is 1, so here j can take at most 3 values. So in the graph, we have 3 vertices. So we are finding the edges 1 to 2, 1 to 1 to 1, 1 to 2, and 1 to 3. And then the j for loop fails, then again I is incremented to 2. And then we are going to the edges 2 to 1, 2 to 2, and 2 to 3. Similar way 3 to 1, 3 to 2, and 3 to 3. So like this, we are selecting each and every edges and looking into all the possibilities of which edge can be added to the minimum spanning tree. And while adding the edges to the minimum spanning tree, these two important conditions are very, very important. One is I should be not equal to j. What is I should be not equal to j means? So here we are not considering self loop. That is 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and 3 to 3 is not being considered. So I should be not equal to j. So if at all you come across 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and 3 to 3, just ignore it. So I should be not equal to j. And one more condition is the edge whichever you are selecting should be less than the minimum cost. So suppose according to our graph, the first vertex is 1 and the second vertex is 2. Suppose A of 1, 2, the cost is 3. 3 is less than minimum. So minimum is 99 for the first time, or 999. You can take it as 999 also. So the cost is 3. 3 is less than minimum. So you take that edge, you select that particular edge. After selecting, what you do is you update the minimum value. So the minimum value becomes 3. And the first vertex, that is U, is nothing but 1. And the second vertex, that is nothing but V, that is 2. So now I'll explain you for this particular edge what happens. So the vertex U is 1 and the vertex V is 2. So keep this in mind. And then now I'll explain what is the find algorithm does. So now you're calling the find algorithm for vertex U, as well as one more time you're calling the find algorithm for the vertex V. At the initial step, at the starting condition, we have not assigned any parents to any vertex. Keep this in mind. We have not assigned any parent to any vertices. So the parent of vertex 1 will be 1 itself, and the parent of vertex 2 will be 2 itself. How is that? I'll tell you. Now, when you call the find algorithm with U as 1, when you call the find algorithm with U as 1, what happens is it goes to this particular algorithm here. And when it goes here, you see an array here. It is called parent. And all the values are initialized to 0. Now, still we are in the initial condition, and the vertex 1 is not been assigned any parent. Till now, vertex 1 has not got any parent. So what happens is parent of vertex 1 is 0. Parent of vertex 1 is 0 because still now we have not assigned any parent to vertex 1. So 0 not equal to 0. The condition is false. So what happens? This statement is not executed and it just returns P. What is P? It is nothing but 1 only. So that value comes here and gets stored in I. Similar way, when you call the find algorithm with vertex V is what now? 2. And it comes to this algorithm again. And the vertex 2 is also not been assigned any parent. So the parent of 2 is 0. 0 not equal to 0, the condition fails. And this statement is not executed and it returns P. What is P? It is nothing but 2 only. So the 2 is been again stored in J. Okay. So now if I not equal to J, okay. So now the parent is been, the parent of 1 is 1 itself and the parent of 2 is 2 itself. So now the value of I is 1 and the value of J is 2. So the parent of the vertex 1 and the parent of vertex 2 is not the same. So that condition should be very, very important when before calling union. Why means if the parent of the two vertices are same and if you add that edge, it might, what you are doing is you are forming a cycle. See, if the parent of both the vertices are same and then you are going to add an edge between those two vertices, then what is, you might form a cycle. But the first thing constraint is you should not form a cycle. So when you are adding the edges into the minimum spanning tree, you should keep in mind that the edge is being added to the minimum spanning tree and that edge vertices parents should not be same. If it is same, then you can form a cycle. So cycle should not be formed. So that is why this condition is being added. Next, if the parent of both the vertices are different, then you call the union operation. So when you call the union operation, what happens is it comes here. Okay, it comes here. So now you have added the first edge to your minimum spanning tree, and that edge is what? 1 to 2. This is the first edge you are added to the minimum spanning tree. The edge is 1 to 2 and the cost is 3. Now you have to assign the parent of the vertex 1 and 2. You are going to assign the parents to the vertices 1 and 2. You are going to assign the parent to the vertices 1 and 2. So the parent of, how will you assign? So you check the condition. I is 1 now, j is 2. So 1 is less than 2. So this condition is being executed and the parent of 1 is taken as 2. The parent of 1 is taken as 2. Otherwise, this condition works. So now you are assigning the parent to the vertices. That is being done by your union program. That is being done by your union algorithm. So now in detail, I have explained the function of find and the function of union algorithm. So let us move further. Moving further, so we have added the first edge to the minimum spanning tree. That edge, we are going to print it. The edge that is being added is 1, 2 and the cost is 3 and you are updating it to the sum variable. So sum holds the cost of the minimum spanning tree, and when you are going to adding adding each edge to the minimum spanning tree, you should add that edge cost also to the sum. And once you have added an edge to the minimum spanning tree, the number of edge is being increased by 1. So you are incrementing k. And then for that particular edge which you have added to the minimum spanning tree, you should update its cost as 99 or 999. Why means the next time when you should not add that edge again. See, once you have added an edge to the minimum spanning tree, you should update its weight to 99 or 999, because once again you should not add the same edge to the minimum spanning tree. That is what this code. Finally, repeating this step for n minus 1 times. Okay, that is vertex minus 1 number of times. Repeating the same procedure, you will come find the sum of the minimum spanning tree and you are going to print the sum. Okay, and now this is the explanation of this full program. Okay, this is the explanation of the full program. Once you observe the program, and here I have given a graph for after you finish executing that simple graph, you can try this graph. And for this graph, you have to calculate the minimum spanning tree. For that particular graph, I have given the adjacency matrix here. And the output is, if you enter the number of vertices, it will tell to enter the weighted matrix. Once you enter the weighted matrix, it will generate the edges that belongs to minimum spanning tree. After generating the edges, it will print the cost of the minimum spanning tree. Okay, now I will execute the program and show it to you how this works. So I'll share one more screen. So here you see the same program, the Criscal program, which is the same program which I explained now. Now I'll run this program and show the output to you. So first it will ask us the number of vertices, 3, and I already have the cost here, weighted matrix values, which I'll put it here, and then this is the output. And what does the output tells? See, the first vertex is 1, the second vertex is 2. The parent on the first time, as I told you, for the vertices we will not be initialize the parent or assign the parent. So for the first time, the parent of 1 is 1 itself, and the parent of 2 is 2 itself. And the first edge that is being added to minimum spanning tree is 1, 2, and the cost of that edge is 3. The next is the parent of 1 is 2 and the parent of 3 is 3. The next edge that is being added to the minimum spanning tree is 1, 3, and the cost is 4. 4 plus 3, minimum spanning tree cost is 7. And you see the edge which is being removed here is the edge 2 to 3. The edge 2 to 3 has a cost of 5. And if you add that edge in the minimum spanning tree, the cost of the minimum spanning tree is higher. So we remove that edge. Okay. Now I'll show the output for one more input. Again, I'll enter the vertex S3 and I'll take one more input for the second minimum spanning tree. And the output for this is this one. And the minimum spanning tree, 2 edges are added, that is 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. And here you see the edge that is being removed is 1 to 3 because 1 to 3 has a cost of 7. When you add that, the cost of the minimum spanning tree is higher, so we remove that particular edge. So now this is the execution of the program. Okay, I'll stop it here, students.